Hello, good afternoon to everyone in Sydney, Australia, and in Manila. And yes, of course, good evening, Canada. Tonight, I would like to have a live interview with the Miss Regal World 2020 from Canada. And before that, I'm Direct Primo, all the way from Sydney, Australia. I'm your host for tonight in GUSI Talks. Now, before I'm giving you our guest, we'll be right back. And yes, welcome back at GUSI Talks. And today, I would like to thank the following models that I've been interviewed for the past few days. Miss Glamour Look Isabella and Miss Glamour Look Bukidnon. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to have this live interview here in my blog. And thank you so much to all my technical partners and technical persons who are administering this GUSI Tech. And of course, congratulations to Miss Grand International, Miss USA, and yes, of course, first runner-up Samantha Bernardo. Thank you and congratulations to everyone who always keep supporting Samantha Bernardo to place first runner-up last night in the Miss Grand International 2020. Okay? Now, I would like to introduce you tonight our next beauty queen, which is coming from, based in Canada. And she is the current Miss Regal World Queen 2020. Please welcome Miss Janice MacGregor.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Hi, Janice. Welcome to GUSI Talks. I'm Direct Primo, all the way from Sydney, Australia. And it's nice to see you and meet you and to have this beautiful live streaming interview with you, of course. Yes, of you. And
Thank you.
sorry about the time frame because you are ahead or late day. I thought it was Sunday, but in Canada it's Saturday. Am I right?
Yes, in about 15 minutes in my time zone, it'll be Sunday, but it's all right because I understand that you have many time zones and we have
Okay,
many
so
time zones too.
yes, tonight maybe we have some interruptions about net, the internet, because due to the weather conditions from your country and from my country. So I'm based in Sydney, Australia, and you are from Canada. Now, would you like to share your something, or would you like to would you like to what I mean? Would you like to say something about you to our online viewers?
Sure. My name is Janice McGregor, and I was born and raised in Western Canada. I'm very proud to be Canadian, and I'm very proud of my Guyanese heritage. So when I competed in Miss Regal World, I competed and represented the country of Canada, or I'm sorry, of Guyana, which is where my parents are both from. So I am the current Miss Regal World, and I represented Guyana in the pageant. And to the best of my knowledge, I believe this is the first time that the country of Guyana has won an international pageant.
Wow, that's a lovely and great introduction about your title. So, when did it happen that you've been crowned as Miss Regal World 2020? What month and day?
Oh, it was in August of 2020. I believe it was August 7th. I know that because of the significance of the day, I should have it ingrained in my memory, but I don't. I believe it was August 7th, but I know it was the month of August, early August of 2020. And life has been amazing since then.
Oh, wow. So, how's Canada? How's the weather in Canada, by the way?
In some parts of Canada, it's actually decent. In my part of Canada, just a couple days ago, we had snow flurries, and it still gets below freezing at nighttime. So we're getting towards spring. We're very close to spring. Actually, I can hear birds chirping outside in the mornings. So I know that we're close to springtime, but we're not quite at summertime.
Oh, wow. Okay. Uh, because Canada, I'm pretty sure that the weather condition is four seasons as well, right? And you have this autumn, winter, and yes, of course, the spring and summer. So you're
Yes.
getting into summer, right?
Yes, we are. We're soon to enter summer, and I'm
Yeah.
very much looking forward to that.
Well, but because we are different. We're done. We're just finished our summer, and now it's autumn here, close to winter.
Oh,
because
are
I
the
live,
winters?
yeah, because I'm from down under in Australia, so we are in different continent. So that's why
Right.
we are not the same weather bureau and conditions. But anyway, it doesn't matter as long as in the pageant world, religion, culture, weather conditions, races, it's only one. We need to unify we people because we are the son of God. Am I right? Yeah.
Yes, you are right. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
You mentioned that you don't represent Canada for the Miss Regal World. Why it happened?
I actually represented Guyana in Miss Regal World. I started off representing Canada, but then I noticed that there was no one representing Guyana. So I asked if I could switch over and represent Guyana because of my Guyanese heritage. And my director was kind enough and considerate enough and so respectful of my heritage that she did let me switch to representing Guyana.
Oh,
I
okay.
I
Oh,
love
I was
Canada.
confused.
This is my
Sorry.
home and my native land. I love Canada, but I'm very proud of my heritage as well.
Yeah. So, you mean Guyana is uh, it is part of Latin America or
It's in the Caribbean. It's
Caribbean? Ah, okay,
yes.
Caribbean. Okay, that's why because you look like Latin American Latin. That's why I was confused. Since okay, anyway, you are part of one of the best beautiful people in the world. Don't you know that?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes,
That's so kind of you.
yes. Now, according to the survey of the pageant world, one of your country or continent or the race is one of the beautiful people. So we have 10 in the list of the survey is there are 10 most beautiful people who always took part in the pageantry, and your country that you represent is the part of it, and it shows because
Oh,
uh, you're beautiful and The title is fit for you. Okay. So
Thank you very
why you choose
much.
the Miss Regal World? How why not choose one of the big pageant in the world like Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss International, Miss Earth, the big four, and the big five, Miss Grand International. Why don't you join in that uh, contest?
Miss Regal World was life changing in that it started during lockdown, during the pandemic. So it was designed to be an international pageant that accommodated for people who could not travel because of travel restrictions and COVID in general restrictions. So in 2020 to 2021, Miss Regal World was very helpful in terms of creating a pageant and a pageant community, even though we weren't able to physically get together. And that's
Oh, so
the,
you mean the pageant is on virtual? Am I
yes,
right?
that's correct. It
Okay.
was a virtual pageant.
All right. Okay. And anyway, it's I would like to congratulate because you get this title. Okay. And where
Thank
is
you
the
kindly.
Miss Regal World organization? Where is it based?
It's based in the United Kingdom, in Wales to be exact.
Okay. Now I know because I've been confused because in the pageantry world of pageantry there are lots of new beauty contests,
Yes,
and
yes,
and there is an advocacy as well. Okay, so
yes.
because this is an only up close and personal, we're not on the stage for the question and answer portion. Okay. So
Okay.
I hope some of my questions you can entertain, but if you don't want to answer it, it's fine. Okay. Now
Okay, thank you.
that's all right. Thank you as well. uh I have my first question to you. Okay. Who
Okay.
is Janice McGregor? Can you tell us more about you, about your hobbies, if you are single or you're student or you're working?
Okay. Janice McGregor is proud to be a first generation Canadian of Guyanese heritage. She was born in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and currently lives in Saskatchewan, Canada. She graduated from the University of Saskatchewan with high honors, and she was on the Dean's List when she was in university. Janice is also a lifetime member of the Golden Key International Honor Society. She is very close to her friends. She is a daughter, a granddaughter, and a sister, and she enjoys music of a lot of different genres, Elvis to Backstreet Boys to Rob Zombie. But I have to keep emphasizing the Backstreet Boys because Janice McGregor is a big fan of the Backstreet Boys. Uh, Nickelback, Matchbox 20, she loves all of them. She's proud to be a Christian and she would not deny her faith in Christ for anything, although she knows she is not perfect. She hopes that people will understand that other than Christ, no one is perfect. And that's Janice McGregor in a nutshell.
Wow, what a lovely introduction, Janice. And
Thank you.
I am I'm glad and I'm honored that I can interview you tonight. And I wish some of your friends are having time of clicking our live streaming, and because I want them to know about you, to know what is your current advocacies, what is your activities under the Miss Regal world. Now, my next question is, okay, uh, you are the reigning Miss Regal World 2020. Can you please tell us what is Miss Regal World about, the advocacy, your journey for the 2020, since there is a pandemic, it moves over on 2021. So do you have this schedule of your activities for promoting the Miss Regal World organization?
Yes, I do. I'm actually Miss Regal World 2020 to 2021. So my successor will be crowned this summer in summer of 2021. Miss Regal, I'm actually the very first Miss Regal World, the inaugural queen. And the pageant was born out of a need for the pageant industry to continue during lockdown due to the pandemic. Victoria Georgeville started the pageant last year, and she wasn't expecting it to be as big as it was. But between the four age ranges, there were 125 of us. And in my division, the Miss division, there were 56 of us. And I'm very, very happy that the pageant is continuing on, even though the pandemic, we're seeing an end, a light at the end of the tunnel for the pandemic. Excuse me. So the pageant was started as a way of continuing the pageant legacy and the pageant journeys, even during impossible standards. So it was groundbreaking. Pardon me.
It's all right. It's all right. I know. I know. You know, talking is, something just like me.
It's
You
it's
know,
also
I love.
allergy season where I live, so
Yeah. Actually, I love
seasonal
the way you.
allergies.
Yeah, I love the way you introduce your organization, and I am pretty sure that you will succeed. We will be successful to promote this Regal World organization. And you know
Thank you.
what? Last year, since pandemic, we have this. Uh, yes, we have the opportunity to hold an event, the pageant, even in virtual, but we don't have an opportunity as well to make some activities to promote ourselves in person, in physical form, because of the so much restrictions.
Mhm.
And by the way, last year, because of the pandemic, it is affects you, your family, your love life, social life, and personal life. It affects you, the pandemic.
Well, praise be to God, no one in my family has been personally affected by the virus. But in terms of socially, yes, I miss seeing my family. I miss seeing my family. I miss traveling. I miss getting together with my friends. So in that way, it's affected me socially. But in terms of pageant activities, I've still been able to do what I've been wanting to do online. One of my platforms is epilepsy awareness. And because I represented Guyana in the pageant, I was able to get in contact with the consulate, and they were able to help set me up with some epilepsy groups in Guyana. So after I get vaccinated, I hope to go over there and help out firsthand in Guyana.
Wow, that's a very good advocacy, because you are an advocate person, and yes, you are empowered women as well. Okay,
Thank you.
actually, pandemic, sometime for me, my notice is some people affects because they cannot go out, they cannot travel, but still we are communicating them, especially my family, our family, our friends, through social media, because this social media is a great platform to extend our gratitude to other people, extend our wish, thanks, and everything. Is it amazing? Just like us, we're talking only on the virtual, but something like we're sitting together and we are
Right.
expressing our thoughts, we are sharing ideas and knowledge, right?
Yes.
So I think there is
Uh,
advantages and disadvantages. The advantages, we can talk not in physical, but we can talk in virtual. The disadvantages is we cannot talk in
yes.
person with physical form because of the restrictions. But I think it's still the same thing. I think we are more time spending in the social media than in personal, because sometimes we are lazy to get out, we are lazy to walk, we're lazy, going somewhere, especially if you're not in the mood. Am I right?
Right.
But in the social
Yes.
media, if you think something like, oh, I need to speak with my friends to share my cooking recipes, or I want them to invite chatting, I think it's the best
Yes.
form as well. But
Yes.
it's
So,
since you are in the new generation, it fits for you. But because I'm from the old generation, it happened. There's a lot of adjustment. So I'm not joking.
right.
It's the reality.
Social media is a double-edged sword. During the pandemic, it's been able to connect people,
Yep.
which is great. But the
Yeah.
level of cyberbullying and the level of investment that people have in their social media is rather scary. The way that sometimes people can't decipher social media from real life is I you have to wonder how that affects their mental health, because it's considered an insult to unfollow someone on social media, but unfollowing someone is not an insult in any way. The way that I see it is the people who I talk to daily or twice a week, even, they already know what's going on in my life, and I know what's going on in their lives. So there's no need to follow them on social media. And the
Mm-hmm.
people who I'm not in contact with at all, there's really no purpose in following them, because if we're not friends in real life,
Mm-hmm.
why are we following each other? Why are we taking up space in each other's feeds? So I think it's important for people to realize that there is a distinction, a line between social media and real life.
Real life.
But it seems like there's a problem, uh, kind of like a blurred line between the two. And when
Yeah.
that line
Mhm.
gets blurred, I think that does interfere with people's physical
Yep.
or mental health.
Yeah, mental health. I really agree, and understand. Because there are big difference, and the
Yes,
differences is the reality and the virtual is quite different. But anyway,
yes,
at least sometimes we extend our gratitude to others, continue communicating, and connecting different kinds of people and personality over the social media.
true. And it
So,
helps us to connect with those people who we can't see either because they live in different countries and there are travel restrictions, or even if they live really close to us, but because of lockdown, we're not able to see them. So
mhm.
social media during the pandemic has been rather helpful. I think that before
Yeah,
the pandemic, social media was more detrimental to people's
yeah,
mental health.
mhm.
But during the pandemic, it's helpful in keeping human beings connected, because we
Yep.
are social beings, and not being able to see each other can be detrimental to our mental health.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with you. Yes. And I fully agree with you. Now, I have the third questions with you, Janice. Okay. Since I just wanted to know all the viewers, online viewers, not only today, because if they wanted, if they missed our interview today, they can still click the links and they can watch our, conversation and,
Right.
exchanges of knowledge and ideas. As a Miss World, Miss Regal World 2020, what or who was the inspiration behind all of this hard work of yours and the pageantry and your activities that you do? Who is your inspiration? Who gives you inspiration, and what makes inspired you to continue, your
Right.
advocacy?
Well, definitely in terms of representing Guyana in the Miss Regal World pageant, my grandma and my grandfather, my grandfather who passed away in 2002, they were my biggest inspiration because of the way that and please pardon me if I start crying,
Okay,
the way
it's all
that
right.
they had four children
Mm-hmm.
who they sent to Canada for a better life,
Mm-hmm.
and they stayed in Guyana, and the idea of being able to put your children first rather than your desire to see your children every day, that's so touching to me.
Yeah, I
And
know.
just it's the most selfless thing that you can do, to send away your children hoping that they can have a better life in a different country. Now, my family's been very blessed. My grandmother and grandfather were able to immigrate to the United States. So
Mm.
we've been very blessed in that way. So I do get to see my grandma. I do get to see my grandma fairly often.
Wow. So your Guyana is Spanish speaking, am I right? Or Portuguese?
Guyanese or Guyana is predominantly English speaking, but yes, that is correct. There are some people who speak Portuguese, and I
Spanish.
believe there are
There are other
Portuguese,
language. I
English, and I believe there's some French speaking people
French
there as
speaking.
well.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's what
And
that's what my knowledge. That's what my learning that Guyana is Portuguese speaking people and French speaking because you are
yes,
colonized by French people way back centuries.
yeah.
And
So
the culture, the tradition is very very close as well, right? The family traits to each other is very emotional, sentimental. Am I right?
yes, family is very important to us.
Very
And
important.
yes, you are correct. There are actually three different Guyanas. There's Guyana, which is formerly British
Mm,
Guiana, which is where my parents are from. And then there's Suriname, which used to be French Guyana. And then there's Dutch Guyana. So you are correct. There are different different countries
yeah,
colonized the different
okay.
nations. And
You did mention Suriname, okay?
yes.
Because I work in Miss Glamour Look organization, and there is a candidate delegates coming from Suriname.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that's exciting because they're a neighboring country.
yeah, I know, but it sounds to me new, the country. And when they message the Glam Pageant organization, the maker, the owner of Miss Glamour Look International, there is a Suriname. I pronounce Suriname, and he, she corrected me about the pronunciation of the country, and I asked her, what is Suriname? Is it a Latin, Indian heritage, or because the looks, the beauty is very quite different. It's not Latinas or Mexicans, but it's different. It's not Indian, but the beauty is very unique. They are beautiful, but it's not English speaking. It's different.
Right.
But she
Yes,
is
that's
very
right.
beautiful, very talented, and very lovable and friendly. So you did mention that that country is your neighboring country as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I know now the Guyana and Suriname. I know because of you. So I have another questions if you don't mind.
Of
This is a
course.
personal question. Are you with partners? You have boyfriends? Or you active with as a couple?
I have a husband, actually.
Okay. All right. You have kids?
No
You have
children.
children? No
No.
children. Okay. And what pandemic connects you being husband and wife?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that
What the
question?
pandemic? What the pandemic? What is the coronavirus connects you being as husband and wife? Is it connects too much? If there is a class because you used to see him all the time, or the
Well,
connection becomes stronger because you've been together every day?
well, we are together every day, but he's working from home. So it's not like we're together and watching Netflix every day. But it is nice to have prior to the prior to the pandemic, I was a housewife.
Yeah,
So it is nice to have
yeah.
someone at
You
least
know
in a
what?
physical
You,
proximity.
you did mention about the Netflix. Do you know that Netflix helps a lot to all humanity during the lockdown? Everyone are on Netflix.
Yes, these streaming services are
Yeah,
proliferating during this
me too.
pandemic.
Me too. I don't watch TV. I don't watch movie because I'm a workaholic. But during the lockdown, I get bored, and then my kids told me, "Hi, Derek. There is a Netflix. Why don't you watch movies?" And then, what is Netflix? Is and then they click the Netflix. Oh, there are lots of movies in the Netflix. So, you know what? I spent so much time in Netflix during the pandemic. But when the lockdown is open now, so I have a trouble of continuing watching the movies that I've been watching, the teleseries that I've been watching, because I need to go back in a normal life to have a work, to make some interactions with the outside world. But Netflix makes the family connected as well, I think.
Yes, well, Netflix is great because right now I'm really enjoying uh, on Netflix
Actually, we're
Canada.
not promoting Netflix because Netflix
Oh,
didn't.
right. Yes, this is not a paid promotion.
But Netflix connect us, the family, the kids, the grandmother, the grandfather, and the household people, because we both watching one movies at a time. Anyway, that's one of the memories during lockdown. And you know what? I connect as well to my family because I have time of chatting them because I don't have activities anymore. Same with you. Okay. So since you
Yes.
are not you don't have kids, you don't have, you have pets,
I
dogs,
do not have any pets.
okay. So you have, at least you have spare time of your taking care of them. Okay. So let's go back to your advocacy. By the way, what is your advocacy? I forgot.
I actually had three
Three
different.
advocacy.
Yes, the ones that I'm working actively on all of them. The first one is epilepsy awareness. The second one is civil rights. And the third one is supporting local businesses. So, when possible, I support businesses in my town. And if not in my town, then at least Canadian products.
Wow, so you're promoting them.
Yes, I think that especially during this pandemic, it's important to shop local and support our locally owned businesses.
Okay. So I'll give you a break. So we'll be right back after a few reminders. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Welcome back at GUSI Talks, and of course, this is my third edition in GUSI as a live streamers and bloggers, and I would like to shout out to those following people, great people who always following me and supporting me. To Miss Anne Ornido Prion. Hello, Derek. Hello, Madam. Good afternoon in the Philippines. And yes, of course, to Miss Miranda Sutejo. Thank you so much for watching and for greeting me all the way from Sydney, Australia. Good afternoon to Germany. And yes, of course, to our beloved friend and of course, our media partner, Sir Lito Calion from the Philippines. Thank you so much for keep watching this episode. Actually, we have these three beautiful ladies that I am interviewing, and yes, we still have tomorrow another one upcoming and on Wednesday. So don't forget to follow and watch Gusi Talks live streams only here in my media and pageant live. So the Gusi Talks is not only me consisting of other administrations. We are three here to administering the Goosey Talks. So last night we posted the grand final show of Miss Grand International, and I would like to congratulate Samantha Bernardo from the Philippines, garnering the first runner-up of Miss Grand International. Congratulations, Philippines, and yes, of course, to Miss Samantha Bernardo, and of course, the reigning Miss Grand International from USA. Congratulations, and syempre, thank you. Congratulations to the Miss Grand International organization for making the pageant fabulous. And if you want some updates about the pageantry world and modeling, we keep on posting every day, every time, the exciting models and beauty kings and queens in Goosey Talks. Okay, so let's go back to our beauty queen tonight, Miss Janice MacGregor. Okay, so welcome back, Miss Janice, and thank you
Thank you.
again, once again, for giving me an opportunity to interview you. Of course, we have different places and country and different time, but still we connect each other and we meet each other at the same. So I have this another questions for you. Okay, to all the women out there who looks up to you as the inspiration as a model. Okay, to all the women, especially the women who are watching right now, who looks up to you as their inspiration and role model. How do you like to be remembered as a beauty queen? How will they remember you as a beauty queen? What legacy and advocacy that you can leave to them during your reign and after your reigning?
I think that with my advocacies, there will always be people who have had a bigger impact with me. So, with epilepsy awareness, and with civil rights, and with education for girls, and with supporting local businesses, there's always someone bigger than me who they can look up to. So, I would hope that I would be remembered as the queen who cared. I think that's the way that I would like to be remembered.
Wow, that's a very kind of words coming from you as a queen, and I'm
Thank you.
pretty sure you always empowered women, and to be a role model, not to be exact like you, at least you share your knowledge, your time, ideas, and your platform to them. Because you know what? There are a lot of women who are battling from different circumstances, like the relationship, battled wife, or the lady spends so much time for their family without spending time living at least time for herself, and they left out. Okay, they don't have time of uh, make over herself. The only time is spending for the kids, for the husband, for the household chores. They forgot sometimes
Yes,
that they are also a human being. Okay.
that's true. I think it's unfortunate that sometimes women forget the self-care aspect of life, and traditional gender roles tell them that they have to be this way and this way and this way, and they forget that they have to also take care of themselves and love themselves as much as they love their family members.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I know. I met some because as a pageant director, I also did pageant coaching, and I meet a lot of girls, young, old, alike, and I motivate them. Even I'm not a woman. I'm a man, but I motivate them. I inspire them. I encourage them to come out from their shell, to have time for themselves. Okay,
Yes,
and the most important thing there is to love yourself, because no
right.
one care for you.
Well,
It's
no
only
one can ever love you more than you love yourself. And that's something that I think that younger women, or just single women in general, need to remember. And actually, women who are in relationships that are not quite healthy, we have to remember that no one can ever love us as much as we love ourselves. So we have to set boundaries, we have to set a
Mhm.
bar, and we have to have standards, and we
Yes.
have to make sure that our partners
Yeah.
respect those boundaries.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, because some left out already. They thought that they are not human anymore, because they have no time for themselves. They only their time always spending for the family, for the husband, and for other things. So anyway, before we off the air, since it's early morning there, sorry about for disturbing you.
Oh, no, that's okay. I'm a little bit of a night
All
owl
right.
anyway, so I would have been awake.
Okay. Actually, I still have during your raining, you know, I'm pretty sure your friends, you have a lot of friends, right?
I do. I have a very select group of friends
You only have
because
selected, yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah,
want to
that's
make
good.
sure that the people who are in my friend group are people who I can trust and who I can grow from.
Okay. Speaking of trust, how can you define trust?
I
Since
think that
sometimes we've been betrayed with friends. You thought that this is your good friends, but sometimes betrayal is there. So how can you define trust? How can you test a person if they are loyal, honest to you? This
I
is a
think
very tricky questions, but I'll give
yes,
that to you.
yes. I think that the way that we can see who we can trust is by deciphering how they how they speak of us and act about us when we're not around. So whether if they're being nice to our face, but then we're hearing from other people that they're saying negative things about us behind our backs, then that's a sign that, that there should be a conversation in there. And if it and we have to find out what their intentions were and if what we heard was maybe misinterpreted or misunderstood. And then from there, we can decide whether or not we can continue to trust that person. But I do think that trust is something that has to be earned. So at the very beginning of a relationship, whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship, that trust has to be earned and then
Mhm.
maintained.
Yeah, I know. That's good. It's a very lovely ideas that coming from you. Okay, because
Thank you.
not all friends are friends. Remember
That's
that.
true. It's said in Guyana, in terms of what you can share with your friends, one of the common sayings is every best friend has a best friend, which means that what I tell my best friend, she might be telling her best friend.
Yeah.
So you never know, what you say can travel further than you ever thought was possible.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to Miss Regal World organization. Since you did mention a while ago that the upcoming coronation or grand event of Regal World 2021 is soon, this coming summer in British.
Yes.
Okay. When is that happen? When? Do you have any specific date, months?
It will for sure be this summer, either July or August. And depending on the COVID situation,
Okay,
it
depending.
may be in person. If it's not in person, then it will be virtual again.
Virtual still, yeah, that's my
Yes.
question, because last night, if you are noticed that there is a big pageant held last night in Thailand, Bangkok, Thailand, which is Miss Grand International. I'm pretty sure
Yes.
you watch that. They are in a person, but they don't, but they are isolated. So some pageant organizations my thinking of holding an event as well, same thing like that. But for me, it's only my opinion as a pageant director. It's a risk as well, because you are inviting different ladies from different countries, and it's a risk because yes, you need to have a vaccinated first before you travel, right? Or
That's
else
right.
you've been quarantined for around 14 days or 20 days, and it's cost a lot of money in the organization.
Yes. Yes.
In speaking of vaccine, in Canada, is it ordinance already? It is imposed already to be vaccinated, the citizen.
In well, we are having a few problems, a few glitches in my province in particular. A certain amount of vaccines were promised, but there's a little bit of a delay.
Yep.
So even though people who are age 62 and older are eligible for the vaccine, it's very difficult right now to actually
Mhm.
get an appointment.
Okay,
to get the
but
vaccine.
if I ask you if I were are you planning to have this vaccine as well?
I absolutely am planning on being vaccinated.
Okay.
And as they're saying, as it's been said by Prime Minister Trudeau, the best vaccine is the one that you can get. So whether it's Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson and Johnson, as long as it's approved by Health Canada and I can get it, I will be getting it. The
Actually,
first
here
one
in Australia,
available.
we a lot of people are vaccinated already, and yes, and the government been imposed that until October, everyone are vaccinated already. That's why you know what the COVID here is already. Now I cannot say that it's gone, but at least we can go out now. We can go to the pub, the church, on the disco. We do dancing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard the theater is going to be open soon in
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Australia.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
There is
excellent.
still restrictions, but still they are open here in Australia. But in other countries, I don't think so because still the COVID is getting up.
Yes, yeah, in some countries it's either rising or in certain regions of those countries it's
Yeah.
rising. And I think
You know
it's
what? I'm praying that here in Australia it never come back again because we some of us are vaccinated already.
mhm.
But you know, we cannot tell. We cannot tell because the virus is it's a virus. We cannot see. We cannot touch it.
Exactly. It's the virus that's our enemy, and that's why it kills me
Yeah.
to hear about this increase in anti-Asian
Yeah.
racism because people are not understanding it's the vaccine that's the problem, and hurting someone will not solve, or I'm sorry, it's the virus that's the problem, and hurting someone or hurting a group of people is not helping us in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It's
I
actually
know.
setting us back as a
Yeah.
society to generalize and to be dehumanizing people
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of their race.
It's very bad, you know, and I'm sad. It's really sad to hear that some group of people been, uh, been discriminated, been left to, left for
Yes.
dead. It's very
Mhm.
it.
Yes, there's
Some
the
people, yeah,
subtle stuff, the microaggressions, like the dirty looks or the stepping aside when an Asian person walks by. And then there's the explicit,
yeah,
physical, nasty stuff, like the violence. And the words can hurt. Like there's that saying, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But the
hmm,
truth is, words don't hurt you physically, but words can break hearts.
yeah. I know. It's very sad because what happened to the world is, it's not getting peaceful. It's getting
Right.
more violence, and the people
Yes,
are
we
very,
have a common enemy, and that's the virus. It's not Asian people or people who
yeah.
look a certain way.
So how's
And I
the
think
Asian
we need
people
to
status
understand
there?
that.
Okay, I have a question. How's the Asian people status there in Canada? Are they affected as well with these discriminations or?
Yes, yes, it's very unfortunate that crimes against Asian people has actually increased. It's always been there, but
Mm-hmm.
it's increased during the pandemic. And it's also very unfortunate that children are experiencing racial discrimination and taunting in schools. So very young children are being exposed to that.
Yeah, okay. So I have this before we go off of the air because we almost 1 hour, and I'm pretty sure you need to rest as well, and your husband is there, so I don't want to get more disturb you so much. Any messages to all of your supporters, to your friends, and if you have fans, any kind words being a Miss Regal World? Despite of this pandemic, I'm pretty sure you earn friends across the country, not only in Canada, the supporters, the followers. So
Yes.
maybe this is the right time that you can share your, kind words to them.
Yes. Well, I know that during this pandemic, mental health issues have increased, and that's presenting in the forms specifically in many different ways, but the most common ones are anxiety, depression, and even eating disorders and self harm. And I think it's very important for everyone to realize that even though things might seem bad right now, either because of the pandemic or because of personal situations, or because of personal situations that the pandemic has put you in, whether that's financially or by lockdown interfering with your regular schedule, or keeping you at home in a less than ideal family environment.
Yep. Okay. So,
It's just important to realize that things will get better,
mhm.
whether it's after the pandemic or if you're in school right now and experiencing bullying after school, things will get better. Things always get better.
Wow. Okay. Just uh, uh hang on to all uh to all the people around the globe. Just hang on, and we will finish this battle. This pandemic. I'm pretty sure
Yes.
God will always guide us and provide uh everything to fix this.
Yes. And this
Problem.
isn't the first pandemic
And
that
I
the world
wish
has
it
been
ends
through. And
soon, very soon, so we can travel, we can
yes,
go to the party, we can visit the family and friends, our loved ones. We can interact
yes,
with
being
them.
able to travel, being able to go to my mom's place. She lives in about an hour away from me. Being able to visit my mom and my siblings and their families,
Yeah,
and being able to visit my grandma and to travel, just
yeah.
travel for the fun of traveling.
How
That
many
will
how many
be
siblings you
wonderful.
have? How many siblings do you have
I have
in the
one
family?
brother and one sister.
Also, you mean you only three?
Yes, there's only three of us.
Wow. And your mom and dad is still alive and kicking.
My mom is alive. My dad passed away in 2010.
Oh, okay. So my condolences. Sorry to
Thank you.
mention that. Okay, so thank you so much once again, Miss Janice McGregor, the Miss Regal World 2020 in Goosey Talks, and please say hi to your family or any friends. I'll give you an opportunity to extend your gratitude to them before we sign off.
Well, okay, first of all, I'd like to thank you for having me here. I'd also like to thank my pageant director, Victoria George Veal, for believing in me and for her never ending support that means so much to me, as well as to my family, especially my mom and my grandma, because they're always so supportive. And to all of my pageant sisters, everything that you say to me means so much, and it might just seem like you're saying words to me, but it means so much to me. And I will never forget the things that you ladies have said to me.
Wow, it's a very lovely gestures, a very kind words, extending with the family, greetings with them. Okay, thank you so much, Janice, and shout out to Sir Lito Calion. Congrats, Derek and Janice, for a lovely chat conversation tonight. Okay, so that's all the way
Thank you
from
for having
Philippines.
me.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Janice, and hope to have a live interview again.
I
Okay.
would love that so
Yes.
much. I would truly love that.
And yes, of course, I would love to take an opportunity to have you tonight, even despite of our time frame. And thank you so much to all the people, who lovely people, who great people who are watching tonight and keep supporting us and keep dropping the greetings and questions. So all the way from Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much, Janice McGregor, the Miss Regal World 2020 from Canada. Bye bye.
Okay, goodbye.